Hello and welcome here. We are now back with Swiss round 3 here. My name is Ryan, and of course, I'm joined with Wesley to come in for today's tournament. We are having quite the matchup here, as we are going to see right now. So today we have Alec versus Clovis here. Our names are being prepped up in a bit, so just give us a moment for that. But Swiss round 3 is up and away, and as the players start prepping for their tables and whatnot, we are going to make sure that they got everything all set and ready to go as we get that going. Otherwise, hmm. Right, we're back here. I'm sorry for technical delay. Of course, with that being said, though, we have Clovis versus Alec pushing him forward. We have Alec running on Madoka, potentially the Dishonor series, as we do see quite a few of the new cards coming into play here today versus Ange from the virtual series from Niji Sanji. And of course, we are going to see them pop out here. 2,343 cards going to be completely milled out here. One damage taken a cloth, and that is a beautiful Hanel to say the least here. Not too sure if he's going to like that. That's a life burst right there, Wesley.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Yeah, so one of the stronger levels in terms of white here, you pick out 3 cards from the top of your deck and you're able to either put one to your hand or a Signy to your field. So I gotta say, it's gonna hurt them quite a bit here. Alec's gonna take a very quick count of his deck to see, what's in the life clause potentially. He has that information out now because of how he's able to play it. He might just be able to scrap this by, especially with how much life he has. He's now pushing into 4 life here, which is going to be a little bit painful, but for the most part, next turn he's level 3 and all plays are kind of going to stabilize from there. So what do you think? I mean, healthy for Alec, but Clovis is on 3 life.
I think that Alec will probably be making some plays here in order to be able to push Clovis and try to close out the game.
Right. So we're gonna have to make sure we figure out what that play is because the only out I see here is maybe potentially, especially when you have Madoka, right? It's that you're playing a lot of discard heavy stuff. This is a very traditional color pick, right? You have white for the scry ability, the ability to filter specific cards to your hand, blue for that draw power and the discard potential, and of course black for that little bit of pushing power with the minus power and whatnot. And so when you look at that, I'm not too sure how he's gonna be super offensive on turn 3 if he doesn't have enough black cards.
Well, that ends up on what Alec has in his hand, so only time will tell.
Yeah, time will tell indeed, as we are going to take a look at the plays here. He is still full field, by the way, so we are moving into the attack phase onto Clovis' side. And, well, look here, he has Chigusa, and Chigusa's effects really simple. You pay 2 white enter. If you're a full field of virtual Signies, you're able to reswing your lyric 1 additional time. So, assuming he does this correctly, and he doesn't get punished, that is 1, 2, 3 Signies plus 2 swings from the lyric. That's 5 damage in total. He could win the game off this. One swing here opens it up. H2 is going to come out. We are going to see a very interesting new card here from the set, and it is going to cause him to discard 1 card. I mean, it's a bit of a distraction. You're just trying to check what's going on. But that means he's able to do 5 damage just like that. This is insane.
Well, Clovis better hopes that he doesn't like proc any of Alec's life triggers.
Yeah, he really hope he doesn't because let's look at it this way, right? Alec is looking very, well, I would say not in a good position. When you have no life flop here, and you have 2 assists open, you should have probably opened something. But then again, there is a chance he might go for it. His entire deck is a mono white deck, I believe, and it might really come to his benefit here. As we're gonna see right now, they are contemplating on what to do with the life burst here, and it's gonna just call out to 1 guard. He did not pay the 2 here to activate Chigusa's effect, which I'm very surprised. Servant is being called out here, and he's going to block for 2. He has to pay an additional 1 due to the effect of Anshia from Niji Sanji, which is you have to pay an additional 1 to guard at any point in time, which is going to be quite painful. But no, it's not actually 1, but I believe 4 actually. So he's going to opt to just drop it? Question mark? No, that's just 1, and he's going to pass his turn. Alec is now in the forefront here. 2 life claws, 2 assists open left still, and I gotta say, his chances of winning here, I don't think he's got a chance to win right now directly, but I mean, control decks, right? Wesley, control decks.
Yes. We all know how control decks play out.
Yeah, it's gonna be a slow grind here. I don't know if he has enough servants to actually like take this out. But he is gonna go to Madoka Vogue 3 EX, which is actually a lyric all the way from set 4. If you're just catching up with us, we are in currently set P012, which is well, that's 3 times the amount of set this came out from. And Alex is proving to show that Madoka has quite the power.
Well, one thing's for sure, we shouldn't look down on old cards because they might be able to get new supports and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen quite a lot of that in WiXoss, and arguably one of the reasons why a lot of players stay for the long haul here. If a card like Madoka Vogue 3 EX here as a set 4 card is still being played here, I mean, what's to say any other card couldn't be played? And in fact, a lot of the cards that we're going to see Alec play right now, they are a mix of old and new here, a blast from the past. We are going to activate Effect right now and try to pick out three cards right now, which is going to be one black, one white, and one colorless card. Your colorless card is going to most likely be a servant. He's going to pick two other cards here. One in the new Musica here, so that's going to give him a little bit of push power minus. And of course, two another white card to his hand. He's got his hand refilled up, and he might be able to work something out from here. Alright, let's take a look. Asahina's effect is going to be a real big problem here. If you do not know, Asahina's effect is basically she's a 3000 Signy, and her effect is she gives 2000 power to to all her field members if she has another Signy that is a virtual type on the field, and the same effect again, but there's a card type with Selene Girls Academy, so she herself can give 4000 power to the whole board. So very devastating. This is a rule check coming from the judge here. I believe there is some minor complication, but all said and done, this is good. It's good. Manana is going to be on the field here as he's going to push in forward. Musica is going to come down. He's going to pay the cost of Musica as he activates the effect right now. He does close the card down face down, which is what Madoka's effect is. So once per game, you're able to take a card on the field, a Signy on the field, and bottom deck it. And so with Musica activating the effect, he's going to minus power to Asahina, but it's not going to be enough. We are going to check it out. So right now, I think the biggest issue for Alec here is that Alec has a very, very small field. His total field cost is 6, and he currently has 5 on the field. So if you look at his hand clearly, there's actually quite a few cards that are a little bit painfully high. So right now, it's not looking too good. Weak board, he might be able to fly off from here, but it's hard to say. We are going to see a response coming from Clovis here as he pulls out Carnival and locks out 2 of the Signies here, which means he's now able to hold himself back for one more turn. Madako's going to swing and Life Burst triggers. Hajimari is going to come out. Same effect as Hanel's we saw from before. Top 3, take 1 Virtual Signy and put it to your field or to your hand.
Well, I guess that turned out pretty poorly for Alec, and that was kind of unfortunate.
It's a little unfortunate, you're right. But here's the thing though. I felt like Clovis could have pushed last turn, right? I told you he has this effect where he can restand his lyric to swing additional time. He didn't opt to pay for it to swing an additional time, which is the first big problem. I feel he has the ender for it, all things considered. But now he's a contest against two assists, and I'm not sure if he can make it work. Oh boy, we are going to see a little bit of a change here as Alec is going to wait for an opportunity. Clovis has taken one life off on his own right here from the Hajimari. Sorry. And this is going to be a little bit dangerous. How are they going to traverse this is anyone's guess right now. And as we take a look at this though, the question remains right now, how can they turn this around? We are going to see Toto be put into his hand right now, which effect is if you put it down and you have another virtual Signy, you may pay 1 white enter and bounce a level 1 to the opponent's hand. And remember what I said, he has a field cost of 6. He's naturally going to have a level 1 on the field here, and so he activates it. He puts Buren on the field as well, giving it a little bit more of a board presence here, and we might have something going right now. Top deck activates, he is going to put one to enter here and play Furen Slash. Furen Slash is a 5-cost card, but with Furen on the field, the Signy, we are able to reduce the cost by 3, allowing Furen Slash to actually bounce another card. Once more, using Anja's effect here, calling a Collab Liver out and bouncing another card on the field. This is an open swing right now, and there's almost no way they can block this. Yuka pawn is going to come out here and ensure one of the attacks is not going to be able to go through, but 2 life cloth? Then that's 3 attacks. He needs a guard in his hand as well, Wesley, and I don't think there is a way he can turn this around.
Well, only a miracle can save him now in the form of a life trigger.
right? We are not going to see that light trigger. The second one comes in. He needs a servant here, or he's going to get completely locked out. He does get
Oh,
a burst here,
so
and there's absolutely no
yikes.
way he can turn this around. No servants in hand, and this is going to be it. He is going to return to the game here with one last chance. Remember, when Madoka Vogue Tree enters the battlefield, he has actually two effects. You can either choose, I believe, to discard your opponent or freeze the opponent's lyric. And he chose to freeze the lyric, so right now Ash can't attack. He has one more turn to turn this around. The problem is he's in a weird position where he's at 6 cost again. Yuka Pawn's effect was not being able to pay for, and that taxes you to pay one enter in order for her to not bounce back to the owner's lyric deck. So right now, a little bit of a detriment for Alec, but still fine on this part. We have one shot at turning this around, two life cloth, same situation. You need to open two holes, and hopefully he has no servants in hand. So we are going to hopefully figure out where they're going to come about. This is going to be quite a tight situation here, and we're going to try and see if we can make this work.
Things are looking bleak for Alec. As you can see, he's trying to look at all of his opponent's cards to see if there's something he could do in response to them.
Well, I mean, that's the thing though. Most of the opponent's cards, Clovis, has quite I wouldn't say a very well protected field. In fact, if we take a look at a lot of like what we can, figure out from this, he doesn't really have much to work with. In fact, his field is, dare I say, a little lacking in terms of defensive capability. He has Signies on the field, right? We have bodies to block him, but the problem is Alec has all blue cards right now, and you know what blue does. There's not a lot of vanish power, there's not a lot of ability to like stop him, and he's gonna try. He opens another card from the lyric attack, pushing him down to one cloth, and this is gonna be it. If Alec cannot find a guard for himself, we are gonna go into the next game. Alec's gonna be out of this. Right now, Clovis' turn. He is gonna see how he can turn this around. Two cards in hand. He needs to open every single hole here, and the problem is I know, Wesley, you're not super familiar with a lot of the cards right now, but Makina, which is the last assist that Alec has not revealed yet, the black one, has two really good ones you can use. You can pay 3 and you can block 2, or the more common one that's been used is pay 1 to minus 12,000 power to 1. So right now, the question is, can Alex survive this? Does he have the right tools for the job?
Well, only time will tell as Alec reviews his plays.
Only time will tell. You're absolutely right. I mean,
This is looking to be a close match between the two.
tell me about it. As right now, we are going to see if they can turn this upside down. Fred is on the field, and well, Tinana as well, blocking back once again. Going out with a Fred slash for the last two enter, which means that if Clovis doesn't do anything else, he's basically out of ammunition. There's nothing he can possibly do here. Turn this two Signies on the board. He needs to push both, and we all know that Yuka Pawn is on the field. He pays the 3 enter, and I do believe this is going to be Machina Bind, which is what I was calling out for. He is able to block 2 for the cost of 3, and now we're in a weird position. Folks, I think he has to look for a guard. There is a chance that he just finds it, but will he though? He swings, the opponent cannot guard because he pays 1? No, he does not. He has a guard out. Can he find for an answer? That's the question. It's gonna be tough right now. Alec looks like I think he does have guards, but I'm not too sure if it's gonna be it. He swings, he's checking.
Alec's deciding on what's the best play to make here, and I think that Alec will be able to figure something out.
You see, here's the thing though. When Finana Ryugu's on the field, your opponent cannot guard unless they pay an additional 1 enter, so long as there's another virtual Signy on the field. Ren is a virtual Signy on the field. And if Alec cannot block a 1, there's absolutely no way they can turn this around. So, this is a checkmate. Alec needs a defensive option somehow without using an enter. He has no ammunition on the field. He's basically out here. He has to try for something. That might be one of the worst Machina binds you can possibly call out, but it was probably the one that made the most sense anyways. Charges one on the field here. Alec has a turn to see if he can make it work. I'm not too confident about this. I'm not too confident. Alex is such a weird position out now. We need to see whether he can make anything work. He has a full board potentially coming right up. Now his cost is up to 7, which good for him. He is going to discard 1 for turn and fill up his field with a Firefly, Squid, and of course, there it is. The full field is up, set up, and ready to go. Can they make this one work? Is anyone's guess right now. Alec is on his final legs.
Well, Alec is aggressively drawing into his deck, possibly hoping for more options.
Yeah, hopefully. We're not too sure what he's gonna find though, and that's maybe the biggest thing. He opens Chigusa, and there it is.
There
The
it
game is
is.
over.
That's
There's
the game.
nothing he has left. I cannot believe my eyes. Clovis comes out, and Alec is the winner. And so we go and take a look right now. This is quite the match here. You know, we talked about this, right? WiXoss cards, old set, still working out as intended here. Alec, a very strong contender from the Singapore scene, and we are going to see how they turn this around. So beautifully done by them. And once again, I mean, what can I say? I mean, they definitely put their work in. They made their strides work. And here we are. Here we are. I'm really loving the Niji Sanji vibe as well, though, but
Yeah.
just did not stick that well.
Well, see, I told you that Alec will figure something out and close out the game.
Ah, I see. Yes, obviously, right? But as we take a look, though, I'm not too sure if we can really turn this around or if anything. So, with that being said, though, we are going to see if we can take a short break moving forward. But hang on with us. We will be back in just a bit. So, stay tuned for that. Nice.
Okay, we double trolled.
We double show. We had to unmute our mic twice because we forgot to do that. But hi Ryan, Wesley, nice to meet you
Yes.
all. We're gonna fight against James and Eden. We're having quite a conversation going into this. We're talking how that's 18 players, not very big. Swiss rounds. We're at a fourth round. We're going to five after this, but also that we are our next match is going to be quite a close one because we have players of wouldn't say of the highest caliber, but equal standings for the most part. We haven't seen them play very much, but it's going to be interesting to say the least. They have their pre-preps ready, and we're going to transition into it very quickly right now. So give us a moment for that. So this is going to be quite the match already starting it out here. I didn't really hear the judge call. I mean, that's my fault. Sorry about that. But already you can see that players are prepped and ready to go. We have Miko on the side, Eden here running a new Dissona set versus another Niji Sanji player. We are seeing this happen back to back. But interestingly here as well, he is using the Niji Sanji Servant Salome, which is might mean James didn't have a very good mulligan starting off, and it's gonna hurt quite a bit. We are gonna see 2 damage coming down from Eden here very early on, and he's gonna go for a charge here. Very fast paced action here. This is aggressive lineup. Blue, when it comes to Miko, her personality type is like she's a very mean bully. So, true to her nature, she's gonna be doing a lot of discard. Red, very aggressive as well in terms of color points. And with Madoka, we saw in the last match a lot of discarding happening here. Also, a lot of drawing as well. So, I think you have a good idea of what this is, right?
That's a very unique combination.
Yes, it is. So very aggressive deck on the side of Eden here. We might see something happening, but he's gonna review one card, drop it down here, a Dissona card, and I believe he's gonna vanish. Yep, there it is. The vanish comes in. This is an open swing on turn 1 for Eden here. I mean, he's the starting player, but this is technically his first turn attacking. He's gonna charge 1, and he's gonna start swinging in. First damage coming out. Chigusa pops into play. He is gonna not have any life burst, and that's gonna be unfortunate. Second one, Toto, no life burst. Third one coming out here, and we have a life burst. This is a very good life burst. When you get this life burst, basically all cards in your hand become life burst. I believe he mistriggered though. I do believe that he did not draw an additional card for that. Oh dear, this is not looking too good. A little bit of misplay on his end, but we can't really call that out.
Sometimes players misplay, possibly because in the heat
tension,
of the
right?
moment. Yes.
Yeah, it do be like that, I guess.
It do be like that sometimes.
A little bit painful, but oh well. It is what it is. But as we look into this though, I want to see what he's gonna pull out here. It's only turn 2 for him. He's gonna have the advantage when it comes to putting pressure on the board because he's gonna start second, right? He's gonna attack first. But on the other side, Miko level 3 is gonna come out first. So we have Eden coming in with a stronger lyric earlier on than compared to James. Level 1 is being grown here. Miko is going to vanish out one of the Signies on the board, and this is going to open one hole for James to move in. He's going to call out ever penetrated life burst that he got just from before. So we're going to see whether he can turn this around. Right, let's see if they can make this work here. One hole open. He is playing, I believe, a black deck. No, he's playing a white deck with Anj, right? So this is going to be one of the situations where it's like, can I push the damage? He's open 2 holes with 2 level 1 assists here to be able to push for damage. Toto is going to swing open for 1. Asahina trying his best for that 1 damage. Second damage coming in here onto Skoya. And finally, Anj. Servant is going to be called out here. Eden is going to block it back. And we are down to 4-4 life bursts at the end of everything. And interestingly enough, I really like how this is panning out. We have a lot of Eder here. Look at that. Look at that suboptimal Eder.
Yeah, Eden has a lot of Eder here, which he can use as resource to be able to play like high cost cards in the end.
Right. Hand size 6. He's got a lot looking forward to him. Eden might want to try and make something work from here on out. Let's see if he can. And right now, I mean, level 3, right? You can start calling your big Signies out, the ones that really swing the game into your favor here. Let's really look into that. Question is, can they turn this around? Which, by the way, just for your information, Miko 3 mix, which is really annoying to say. Beginning of an attack phase, if there are 2 or more Dissona Signias on field, she has the option to choose one of the following. Your opponent can discard a card, or they may pay 1, and if they don't, they can only draw 1 card in the next draw phase. So either way, you're kind of discarding one card. It's kind of painful.
That's a very yikes moment right there.
I mean, there's definitely an easy option here, which is like if you don't like their hand, or it's definitely better to just draw one card per turn, versus paying that. Sorry, not draw one card per turn, but like just discarding one card, then to pay one enter to draw two cards, right? So I think it's gonna be an interesting one to see how this turns out here, as we are gonna see another aggressive play coming out. Discarding a Dishonor card, advantages total once again, and that is one more hole open. 2 damage going through here with the Lyric going for 3. Another card being popped out here. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful spell. And this is where Nico Miko shines right now, which is discarding cards to their favor here. Being called out like that. Oof. Oof, indeed. Oof. As we are gonna see here though, Miko Miko is gonna activate her ability, question mark. Oh, we are gonna see a block here. I think she's exceeded 4. Activate Miko Miko's ability, and the question is, what did that do? What did that do for them?
Well, Eden is probably thinking through and mulling about what to do in this turn.
Right.
So we'll be able to see some plays that he might make before he swings.
Right. Well, the thing is, I do believe there is a Signy barrier question mark, or is that I'm really not too sure what the counter here is. I'm not too familiar myself with the new set, but I'm still getting there. We are gonna see 1 damage coming through here. Gets a free enter charge. Second one comes in 1 damage. There is Amamiya here with a life burst, I believe, pushing a Signy from your field that's up back to your hand. Beautifully bounced. Another damage coming through. No life burst. Are we gonna see a guard here? Oh, did anything happen? Ooh. Draw 1. Oh, okay, I see what's happened. Miko Miko's ability takes effect, and James paid 1 to make sure she can only draw 1 card this turn. And I think he has a very nice hand here.
Well, with the ability now activated, it seems that James' resources, especially his hand, has come to a low point. So we'll have to see how James responds to that.
Well, he is going to grow into the level 3 Ange here, and now invite 2 collab livers to assist her in her endeavor to try and turn this around. In Swiss round 4, you are kind of finding out to the very end right here, and James definitely wants to grab this win for himself. You are going to see them play out the beautiful Nijisanji piece here, the relay piece, the one that will lead into the infinite mill that is going to be Select Girls Academy after school. He's going to look at the top 5 cards of his deck and pick out 2 cards to his hand. And so after doing that, if he has seeded 4, he can also enter charge 1. So look at the amount of enter he has. He's going to be stacked, locked, and ready whenever he needs to use them to try and really push for damage. He has that option, sure. And so with that being said though, he's going to call it back. Bottom of the deck. He has the choice here to open out this other piece, which is to mill 2,343 cards. No, seriously, 2,434 cards, I think. 2,434 cards. There we go.
How is that even an effect?
Yes, that is literally an effect.
Wow.
Yeah, but you only get mill up to your deck, so it is what it is. Flavorful card, indeed, but I think he's opting not to. He's caught Chigusa down the field. Very nicely done. And I think this is what's gonna happen here. He's gonna push for 1 damage, and hopefully from this choice, he's gonna see if he can, maybe grab another card, another damage into 3 damage total for Lyric. He has the ender for it. Chigusa's effect is gonna activate right now. He's gonna look at the top 3 cards of his deck, I believe, and pick out 1 Virtual Signy. Hopefully he finds the card he needs here because it's gonna be a bit rough. We can see here he has a guard in there, and of course 2 level 1s, not too good. He's gonna pick Asakina here, which best option you can pick right there. Gets a 4,000 boost to the board given the conditions are met. So right now, the board looks a little bit more stable. For James, I mean, low power, yes, but with a little bit of extra 4,000 power, might be sticking out to feel a little bit long.
I think that James' board is looking pretty solid here.
Solid, I'm thinking it's a little bit weak on the weaker side, even though it's solid. He's gonna use a collab library to try and open another hole, and I really like that he's doing that. So he's bouncing another card back to Eden's hand, and he knows he needs to push damage, but he's definitely not going to be able to make more than 4 damage unless he pushes everything. So right now, opening up X Crossfire here, he's going to pay 0 Ana to grow, but he's going to choose to pay 3 Ana to banish a card based on the level of, based on the Ana he threw out. So he threw 3 cards, he can banish at level 3. Not the best in the world, but hey, it's fine. He's going to vanish one more side, open up. He adds a life burst here. And this is going to be quite detrimental to him. James is going to take a little bit more than that. He's going to drop 2 cards here and see if he can get anything to work, and nicely done. And so now we're back into this neutral state. But look at that hand size. Can you really contest that?
I think with Eden's large hand size, he has a lot of options open to him. So well, we gotta see what Eden chooses to play.
I mean, the biggest issue is actually choosing what to play. When you have such a hand size and the amount of options you have, it can be a little bit problematic to figure out what you want to do.
Well, yes, indeed, because you'll be spoiled for choices, and then you have to carefully mull through about what's the best option to play.
Right, and we're already going to see the first card being called the Owl's Pyramid Sona, giant insect here. And well, almost no effects are automatic, so it's fine. Whenever you discard a card, your opponent gets minus 3,000 power. It has to be a Dissona card, by the way. And whenever it attacks, you may put a Dissona card from the Ender Zone into the trash, and your opponent discards a card at random. So, very dangerous card over there. He's going to draw 1 card. And again, we are going to see Miko Fan coming out once again. A really very strong card when you match it with a Miko deck. I mean, obviously, right? Miko Fan, Miko. Yeah, it's going to work out very well. At the beginning of the attack phase, if your opponent is on the field, they gain a defense squad token. And the defense squad token does something. I have no idea. It's the token that they put out here. But as we do see that he's going to exceed 4 right now and going to use the effect of the once per game for Miko Mix, and it's going to go to the bottom of the deck. This means that right now, Eden is pushing 3 damage this turn in terms of Signy and 1 for Lyric. He is slated to win this if there is no burst. Question is, will there be a burst?
Well, only a miracle can save James now.
Well, truly a miracle because he's 2 life here, and we are looking at amount of bursts that has popped out. I actually didn't see that many. If we look at the amount of bottom text that actually moved to the trash and the ender zone, there's a good chance there's at least 1 in there. Very good chance. This is definitely a new problem indeed. We are going to see whether they can turn this around. Oh, you're gonna check what's happening here. You're just gonna see if you can get an option. 1 ender is gonna be burned. I'm not sure by what effect Vanguard is gonna come out. So because this fan squad will force him to actually discard a card from his hand at the end of the turn here. I've just actually checked that out very quickly. And right now, weird situation. We are going to see if we can push in for this. Scouting out the deck as well. I'm actually not too sure why. Maybe there's a null factor coming in here. I do see potentially maybe an Ultra Superhero, which is the piece that allows you to mill your opponent's deck by 10.
Eden is trying to see whether his attack will trigger anything.
He's gonna fish for it. He is going to open Mito right now, which is going to give him a little bit of a defense here. So we need to actually keep in mind that James still has options here. Every single time he takes damage now, he's going to mill 5 cards. That is the effect of Mito level 2 right now, which I believe is called Mito it's Eternity. I'm not too sure if it's Eternity. No, it's Mito Concealment. So just to check, the lyric gains, if one of your life cards is crushed by attack of the Signy on your opponent's field, you may instead put top 5 cards of your deck into the trash. So dropping 15 cards for these 3 attacks is actually quite painful because you don't want to lose too much of a deck. But
James has to do it if he wants to live.
precisely. He ends his turn here, taking only 1 damage, which is from the lyric, which props to him, he's done pretty well for that. He's gonna open the piece right now. He's not gonna mill the cards. He is gonna open out the other one. I do believe it's Lazulite. Lazulite Splash. Is that it? Yes, Lazulite Splash. He has activated the relay piece and it's going to give him 2 effects. He can invent 2 Collect Livers, return a target sticky on your opponent's field to your owner's hand. Look at the top 3 cards of his deck and add any number of cards among them to your hand. All the rest afterwards you place to the ender zone. A very strong effect in general. He has the option to add 3 more ender to actually pop in, but he's going to call for 2 Collect Livers, returning it back. And he's going to actually look at the top 3 cards, I believe, and he's going to choose what he wants to work with. He's basically going to take 1 damage no matter what here, and it's not good. Yes, so right now he's actually a little bit of a shortcut here, but technically he should have taken out Lifeless first because that could influence decision. But right now he's going to decide whether he wants to keep his hand, these 3 cards in his hand, or his enter. Opting to keep Asahina in his hand. 2 cards in his hand, and put the last one into the ender zone. He's now going to refresh his deck right now. He's taken the 1 damage, and this is not looking too good for James, being at 0 claw in comparison to Eden's 1. The question remains, can he open a full field and swing him? Because right now he's Madoka, right? And the problem is Madoka you generally play 1 option, which is Madoka Clap. You're able to basically open the whole field and make them turn face sideways. So they're not able to attack. So he's gonna drop anything.
James is going to commit to a full board and has opened up 3 holes.
This is a very strong opening, but he's gonna open Madoka Break here for 2, actually asking him to bottom deck Finana. And he's gonna do so right now. This is not looking too good. He's gonna pay another 3 to do the same effect again. So the only way to cancel this effect is if you discard 2 cards. But right now, this means that James has not enough damage to win the game. Well, let's be honest here, he probably has a guard. He has no guard showing, actually. I was absolutely lied to. Eden losing this game out by the fact he just did not draw into a guard. What a shocking twist here. James was at the bottom foot right now. He's like at the back foot, 0 claw, no way to do it. And he somehow was able to pull back and win from that.
Well, you never know what will happen until the end of the map.
You never know indeed. I mean, I didn't know, you didn't know. It just popped up. I thought he was gonna lose, and right now it looks like we're back into this very interesting moment where it's like very close match, back to back. 4 damage, 4 3 2, and slowly chipping down. And,
Yeah,
I mean, we're talking about this, right?
I think that today's matches so far are really quite interesting because they're all really close matches.
We'd love to see how the top cut really goes afterwards. We still have that going for us, and it's only round 4. We still have 1 more Swiss round before that. And so this is kind of a very interesting way that we can turn this around. I'm expected to see a few DG Sanji players come out in the top cut here at the very least. I don't know about you, but my money is on the one that's playing a very special lyric to my heart, and that's going to be Tsukino Mito.
I think that those players who have played Niji Sanji so far, I think Niji Sanji is a pretty strong deck, so do look forward to more plays from them.
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, I can show you my deck later if you want.
Oh, okay, sure.
Yeah, sure, right, okay. So I'm gonna show him the deck while you guys go and figure out your stuff. We're gonna be back in a bit after that. We still have some of the players playing around, but in the meantime, please remember that this is actually the last time that we'll be in this particular location. We'll be shipping out here, and well, we'll have a lot more fun times in the new location. But remember, Tabletop is the place to be, hosting a numerous range of card games and of course a tabletop apparels and games as well. We have against ranging from, of course, WiXoss here. And right now, if you ever played Vanguard, we have that. We also have games like Flesh and Blood. We have some products for that, including Pokemon. We have Warhammer in the back and front as well. Another very strong IP that we have. So if you're looking forward to any of those, you know where to look for us. We're going to be in a location very soon. We will flash that on in a bit. But otherwise, let's see. We're going to look at the deck right now. So I'll see you all in a bit.
Yep, see ya. again. Yes.
Knew it. Such as she is. I checked the mic this time. Haha. What? Teeth. I want to eat. I want to eat. Yeah, but yes. Hello, welcome back. We're back in round 5 here of the Swiss, which is going to be our last concluding round before we go to top cut. And I'm gonna be honest with you, we're back with Alec once again, showing off his Madoka Vogue 3 EX, and we have Chris as well, who's gonna be taking the stage afterwards. So really excited to see how they're gonna play this out here and well, what they can possibly do. I haven't seen Chris's deck yet, but I'm positive that they have something going.
Yep, surprises at every turn.
Surprises every turn indeed. Do not see me taking out my teeth. Oh, and I think we have the players being called to ready to go, so let's just go over straight right into it. Whoop. Scoopity whoop. Whoopity scoopity whoop. And here we go. Game is going to be starting out with Alec making the first play here onto the field. Chris is going to be sitting down back here waiting for his turn, but nothing too much. Very obviously, Yuka is going to come out here. He's going to look for 2 Signies out of the top 3 cards, put it to his hand. And there we go. We've got something going really strong. 1 down to the field, 2 down to the field. He's got everything set up, ready to go at the very least. So let's see what we've got on Chris's side. Right, nothing too out of the ordinary just yet. We have Enter being locked and ready. We have the grow. Now the question is, do we have an opening to really turn this around? We are going to see a draw source come in here from the side of Eldora, and this is going to make it such that they have a little bit more hand to work with here. But question is, do they actually have anything to turn this around? We are going to see the first card being played here. Enter is going to be used to give it, I believe, Lancer right now. So now waiting to see his second option. It feels like he doesn't have another Signy question mark. Okay, there we go. There we go. I was a little concerned there. Like, you don't enough hand again. First damage coming through. Down 2. He gets the down freeze here from the life burst, but the last one coming in here, Servant blocks.
Core attacks on the first turn, managing to break 2 life cloth is a pretty good thing, if you ask me.
Yeah, it's a pretty good thing. I mean, you definitely could get 3, but maximum is 3. So 2, above average. Grow happens. Here's called Musica is gonna come out here. Enter is being paid for Musica, banishing 1 on the side. 2 open holes now remain. We have Wing Slash coming in now. He's able to banish a level 1 Signia on the opponent's field and take back a level 1 from his trash back to his hand. And so, obviously, look at what he takes back. He takes back the Musica Dissona right now, which means he has another chance to open another hole next turn. 3 open holes. What are you thinking? Any better than last turn? I mean, 2 damage, yes, but we get 3. Yeah. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Alec will probably swing all 3 of his Signy and go and break 3 life cloths.
3 life orbs. Let's see if we get 3 life orbs here. First one coming in. We have a life burst already. A servant. He's going to take a card back to his hand. Second one, a Musica. No life burst. Third one coming in. Again, another life burst. Emergence coming in. Very good. He's going to pick up a card back from his ender and return it back to his hand. He's opting to ender charge 1 instead here and take back 1. He's going to throw out the servant for this one. Now, question is, what else can he possibly do here? In this turn, he's looking at 1 life cloth deficit versus Alec. But hey, control player. We're gonna see a very long game coming in from Alec once again. So try and drag it out so he has an opportunity to go for the kill. But it looks like Mel is gonna be the lyric onto Chris' side, and Mel's a little bit of the wall stopper, let's put it that way. And there is a chance that it's gonna be a little bit interesting for him. We are gonna see it come down, banish it 1, there's 1 hole open. Falu is still on the field here. Falu is going to be quite a problematic card because whenever Falu swings, you have the option to choose your opponent and make them discard the card. So
Oh wow, that's
really
gonna
disgusting.
be really irritating.
Yeah, and I don't even think he has the power to really banish it right now. So It's just gonna stick on the field if there's nothing done. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Up one. He vanished one. Very good. He's able to do it. Two holes are open here. Musica's the last one standing. Is there a chance we see a third hole open? It looks like they're just going to go to attack phase now. Oh, there we go. Charge one, charge two. We are going to wait for it to happen. They are going to attack phase right now here. Yuka Pawn is going to come out and one damage is going to be stopped right now. That means that Signy over there not able to attack. He's going to just stop that one damage, but is that enough? One damage going through. And Dona, this one is coming out. Next one, no servants coming out from Alec here as he takes another one, and he's going to be able to bounce one on the side. Xia is going to be called out here. Target one Signy up on your opponent's view and bounce it. There we go. Turn for Alec right now. Score is 4-4. Alec had a really strong turn of defending here, only taking one damage in total. He's gonna grow for two right now, and again, Madoka Vogue 3EX is gonna come down, and he's gonna freeze the opponent's rig, which means next turn it cannot be up again. So that's one more turn he gets to save for himself, but that's not gonna be enough to clear his board. I mean, it's a very weak board, all things considered, but he's gonna have to throw something out and show me that he can actually turn this around, Wesley.
Yep, indeed. Well, if Alec doesn't call any Signy, that's gonna be a problematic for him next turn.
Oh, he definitely will. The question is, can he open holes right now? Because two of them there, but I'm not seeing a lot of cards that are black in particular. More just cut heavy cards. I see a Firefly Squid there, we see a Servant maybe, and we also have Miracle Draw. Maybe we can search into a specific card that can turn this around. Who knows?
Well, we'll just see how this thing plays out.
He's going to search. Searches for one, dishonor card out. And he has the ability to again make your opponent discard a card. It's not so good for him. This is looking really bad.
Right now, Alec's plays would prioritize trying to keep Chris' options down to a minimum.
He
So
is.
that even if Chris plays out his own turn the next turn, he wouldn't be able to deal with a lot of options or set down Signies that could potentially hurt Alec.
Yeah, and right now the biggest issue right now is that he has to play with really figuring out how it's gonna turn this around. His hand size is getting thinner and thinner, and if he doesn't have anything big here, it's gonna be very dangerous. One, two cards down. Seeing whether he wants to play those cards down, but definitely thinks that these are the best option. The Miracle Draw play might be the one thing that he needs to really turn this around. Calling out for one here. Musica pays the one, opens the hole. Two holes open right now. Can he make a third one like we talked about? Can he make it happen? Firefly Spirit comes out here. Last card. Could be a foul rule again, just to, limit the options like you were saying. But no, we see Axia coming into the field, and Axia's effect's really simple. Whenever your Signies get targeted, you can choose one of your opponent's lanes, and that entire lane just cannot attack. So this is going to be very dangerous for him. He drops the Palu in response, showing Chris that, hey, I'm not here to discard you anymore. I have the ability to do so, but I don't need to. I have the damage, I have the protection. That's the main thing I need. Drops one card out here, beautifully done. And Chris is now down to two hand.
Well, if one thing is for certain, Alec is showing his absolute dominance as well as mastery over his control deck.
Right. One, swing in. Two onto Firefly Squid. Procs it open. He is going to decide to vanish. No, it does not. Turns it down sideways here, which means damage is going through. Chris has lost 2 damage in this last turn. Not looking great. But it is his turn to take a very strong swing here. If he can clear this board, Alec's going to have to really find a way to refill his hand for something stronger. Draw one turn. Right, here we go. Anna's looking very thick here. I mean, you're a green player, ramping it up real fast. He's gonna pay for the two. Let's see if he can make this round. He's really choosing his options wisely here. I mean, you were right. You were right when you said, thin his options out because I think he's really struggling to figure out like what's correct here. He doesn't have a lot of leeway to work with.
Yep, right now Chris is basically in a struggle match against Alec. So let's see if he can get out of this rough spot.
I mean, Rashford indeed, he's playing from the top of the deck essentially, even though he is look at that hand size. And right now he's really need to consider how to open it. I think the other struggle is that his board is actually a 12,000, 12,000, and I mean 2,000 board. So power level is pretty stacked when you look at 12,000, right? There's not a lot of things that can really clear 12,000 when you're just going in raw like that. And so he has to really think about it. Takes back with that. Can he turn this around? That's the question. His BFF Disona drops it down. He's gonna pay for the one, and now that's Lancer. He's able to do one damage later on, which is great. But now we do see BFF Disona coming out right now. As long as he has Mel on the field, the Signy has 5,000 power for each card underneath this Signy. So he's gonna put two cards in there, and I believe there is another 10,000 power for her. At the beginning of attack phase, she can put one Disona card underneath the Signy from the owner's enter zone, which means he can make a power even 25,000. Insanely big here. That's another one, a giant wall coming out here, and this is gonna be dangerous. Because now Alec has the thing. How do I clear 25,000 damage, 25,000 power, Signies? And he has one way, which is the once per game coming in from Madoka, which is the bottom deck one card. But is that enough to stop BFF?
Well, it seems like Chris is ready out his plans to make another attack against Alec soon, so we'll just have to wait and see.
You have to wait and see. We're gonna see if he can turn this around. Now just kind of sitting down there waiting for opportunity to do something. I have to really keep a good eye on what Mel can do. And just for a refresher for everyone at home, Mel can actually do this really interesting thing. At the beginning of attack phase, if all Signy on the field are Gisona, they can target a Signy on his field to give another 5,000 power. And if you do that, you may pay an additional 2, and it gets a Lancer.
Well, seems like Chris is making his move by attacking Alec.
He's down to last life form, drops it down. Cruella is going to be picked up here. And unfortunately, looks like his life burst is just not there at this moment because, well, 0 to, well, 2, right? And Alec can definitely push the damage. Can he win the game off this? I don't think so.
That's
But
kind of tough.
yeah, it's kind of tough. And we know what Alec has right now, right? He has ability to block 2 minimum if he pays 3 and up. The other thing he can do is he can pay 6 alternatively to 3 on top of another 3, and he can block 3 lanes on the spot. The question is that enough to turn the game around? Right. It's gonna be a bit rough for him. Oh, it's checking out here. Deck count might be a mill coming.
Is Alec thinking of a mill to win the game?
Maybe. I mean, he's gonna be able to mill him once and take 1 damage. We do. Oh, I see it. I believe he has a Phalaris in the deck. So when Phalaris damages or tries to attack a Signy, if that Signy is vanished via Phalaris' attack, your opponent mills 10 cards on the top of his deck.
Oh wow, talk about powerful mill effect.
Yes, a powerful mill in fact indeed. The only downside is that you have to actually swing and destroy something. And I guess that's the biggest problem. he is gonna choose to not bottom deck this card right now, changing his option just midway through. The Flowers is coming out here. We are gonna see a potential mill happen here, threatening him just like that. Doda's being placed. He's locked his position, and now there it is. We do see the full field coming out here. The question is, can he turn this game around for himself? He has the resistance here. He has the ability to definitely block one. He's gonna potentially play Super Celestia Saber to see if he can grab back another guard just in case, maybe? I'm not too sure. 3-6. He has enough to pay for it, I believe. He draws a card, drops a card from his effect, beginning to attack base. Madoka Book 3EX allows him to do that. He's forced to drop a card. Alright, moving to attack base. We are seeing if there's any response on the side of Chris here. He has no response, goes in for the attack. Swings the Polaris immediately. Is that enough? I think that's just enough.
Well, we'll see how this attack resolves.
Oh, let's change this around. Pays the 2. Alright, he pays the 2, restand. He might go for a swing here. It's a very dangerous turn coming in for Chris. Chris is down to his last life point because of the trash here. And this means that at this current moment, Chris has to think very carefully whether he can afford to just play it out. Last card comes out, it's BF again, and we do see the Liveverse trying to figure out what he can take back from that. Pops out, there is nothing he can do potentially out of this. This is going to be a problem. He chooses to banish Dona right now, and there we go. Lyric swing, there is no servants. He has conceded the game here, turning this around. Alec just swooped by and picked that up just in time here. He basically was down to the wire. If he had no guard in Alec's hand, that was his game.
Yep. Yet another close game that we have seen this today.
Definitely one that I couldn't have expected or predicted how it would turn out, and so I'm very surprised to say the least that we are finally into the final stretch here. After this, we will see who our top cut is here, but Niji Sanji next. That's what I'm looking for.
I think there's a very good chance that Alec would probably make the top cut as well, seeing as he already won like 2 stream matches.
2 stream matches indeed. I mean, we have quite the lineup coming in for all of you today. I mean, Alec has been definitely showing a lot of progress since the start of his WiXoss days, and even to now, I mean, gotta say, I mean, it's fun to watch him go top. But I need to see someone topple him, you know? I want to see the giant be felled at some point, and tell me about it, right? Tell me about it. That's the story.
Yep, indeed.
So, I mean, while we wait for the next pair to come out for top cut, we will be going to a short break and we'll see how it pans out here, but we'll see you in a bit. It will never not look cool. It will never not look cool. Welcome back, everyone. We are back with our final round here. Our final few rounds, rather, as we are now pushing into the top 8 bracket. We should just change just a bit. There we go. We are into top 8 here. I'm really excited. I have the brackets listed here. In fact, on my phone, we actually have the players who are coming in here for today. And their standings. So I'm just gonna very quickly bring through the standings, but any expectation of who's going in based on what we watched.
Based on what we watched,
Yeah. Any names that you think might be up there?
I think the guy who played the control deck the previous round, I
Right,
think,
Alec, right?
yeah, Alec will make a pretty strong stand into this top 8.
Okay, any other names?
As well as I believe there was a player who played the Niji Sanji deck
Yep,
a while ago. Yeah.
he's in there too. He's in there too, just to let you know. Right, in our final standings, we have Felix, Alec, Crow, Melty, Rico, Clovis, Leonard, and Fraser, who are in our top 8 here today. And we are going to watch one of the top 8 games, which will be Crow versus Clovis, which will be our, I believe, 3rd place and 6th place fighting against each other. So this is going to be an interesting one. I believe the players are more or less ready to get going, and once they do, then we have something to go off of. But otherwise, they have already started, so let's get into it real quick. Bam. Already we can see very early on they've taken the damage, they've done the bits and pieces of it. The setup is all ready, so we're gonna go in hot and heavy on this one. As we move into this game, it is going to be quite devastating to see as Crow has delivered the first few blows already. So early on, we are going to take a look at how this is going to pan out because as you can see right now, it's not aligned. But also as well as that, they're just checking out, they're feeling out each other. The Nissan deck is back like you called it. But we have an interesting Lyric here in the form of Carnival, which I can tell you right now, I have no idea what Carnival does. I've not seen what Carnival can do.
Is it a new card or?
No, it's not a new card per se. It's, in fact, it's an old card. It's never got a chance to shine. So I'm excited to see where this is gonna take us for the most part. Wrong side. Okay, that should be fine, but otherwise we've got it going here. Top 8, we're pushing in for it. Niji Sanji decks, definitely very prominent. We'll see if they can continue to, make their way upwards. Alright, first girl coming out. Toko level 1 minus 8,000 power. We're gonna see if we can take out Bomb here. I mean, a lot of interesting options coming out. Want to get the early damage in here, the minus 8,000 power. And total bouncing back 1 as well to your hand. Talked about it in Niji Sanji. If there's a virtual signet on the field other than total, you can pay 1 white enter, bounce a level 1 back to your opponent's hand. First damage coming in here, we've got Real coming out. No life burst. Second one, Lancelot. No life burst. Third one, Servant coming out. He's able to take back 1 card. But otherwise, nothing much else to say. 4 damage taken in 1 turn. You talked about 2 being good just now. What about 4? What about 4?
This is a very painful turn for Crow, having taken just 4 damage in one sitting.
One sitting.
So hopefully Crow was able to make a play with now that his NF zone is now filled up with cards.
I mean, I hope so. We have quite a lot of options here. The colors that we are seeing is red, blue, and white, which are one of the most standard variation of colors. Red has very aggressive stuff. White, you can scry. You have the ability to bounce people's cards back to their hand. And as well as trash, but very rarely trash. Blue, draw this card. So, very all-round color choice. Let's see if we can make it work here. Go to level 2 right now. We are going to see some Serving pop here, just so that he has to have it in the trash in case he ever need it. And the question I have in my mind right now is, how can Crow respond to this? Because right now on his field, he has not the strongest board, but one of those signatures on the field is a little bit sticky. He has Shadow, if I'm not wrong, or Power or a Power Boost. I'm not too sure which it is. Alright, calls out the Bruno. So we saw Falu just now. Bruno has a similar effect, except this time Bruno, if it's on the field, it has to be in the center. When he attacks, you can choose to draw a card or discard a card from your opponent's hand. It's a very strong effect indeed. But otherwise, his entire field is fairly vanilla. Not too much to say here. Let's see if we can turn this around right now. One swing here. Vanish. Is opting to discard a card here. We have one drop. Second card goes in, underswing. Third card, Asahina is going to trigger here and cause one Signy to not be able to attack and draw a card. The rig is coming in here. Servant is popped now. Very nicely done.
I believe Clovis is at 5. 5?
I believe Clovis is at 5 too. I mean, like, after taking one damage just like that. So very, very soft turn on Crow. But look at how much Enter we have on the side here. There's only one Enter left. Even though Anj is level 3, that means he doesn't have a lot of resource to work with. If you can see from his hand here, I do believe that is Furen, potentially, in his hand. And he's going to try and see if he can turn this around. There's not much he can do on this turn. It's going to call out Salendo's Academy here to try and get the one extra Enter, exceeding 4 as well. So right now he's able to look at top 5 cards of the deck, take 2 Signies, and then Enter charge 1.
Well, hopefully with the additional Enter charge that Clovis will be able to play now with 2 Enter in his zone.
Right. Not the greatest of situations right now, but as you can definitely see here, he's got quite the advantage when it comes to, controlling the entire board to his favor. He's definitely not going to take that much damage if he's able to hold on because, I mean, look at the mob Enter that Clovis has. Clovis doesn't have the ammunition to really, fuel the offense. So maybe this is the way that he can go about it. Crow can slow the game down a little bit more to a more favorable position, and from there, turn the game around. Opting to pick Toto and Finana. Oh, this is dangerous. Crow is in a position where he's definitely going to take 1 damage, potentially if Finana's on the board. Toto is going to bounce 1 as well, so that's open 1 hole. And Finana makes you such that you can't guard unless you pay an additional 1 Enter. So he's trying to slow the game down as well and put it in a position where he cannot afford to pay anymore. Question is, can he turn this around? Asahina comes down to the right. He has activated Toto's effect right now. He's able to bounce back a level 1. What is he doing there, Asahina? Because right now, Asahina is active. The 4,000 boost is going to go spread across his board. And he's in a great position. Another Toto to respond as well. 2 open holes just like that. And, well, we got ourselves a game.
Well, Clovis is setting up his board to ready for both attack and defense.
No, it's not over yet. One more open hole here. That's a full swing coming in here. No way to do anything about it.
Crow is in deep trouble
Well, yeah,
unless
Crow
he
is in deep
activates
trouble.
a life burst or a guard.
I mean, he has 3 cloth left, and like he needs to activate anything here that can stop at least 1 damage. He's going to force the mill out here. There we go. Beautifully done. 2,000 cards out and ready to go. He's able to dish 1 more additional damage that is hopefully not lifeless here because Crow definitely needs it to, stabilize himself. So really forcing Crow and making him say like, hey, I need you to respond. You're going to respond now.
We'll see if there's any response from Clow.
Trash Cloth, Lancelot. Once again, another early hole opener here, gone into the wind. Ooh.
And with that,
he
Crow is down to 2 life cloth.
Yeah, Crow is down to 2 life cloth indeed. He's opting to trash 1 and play a different Signy onto the field. One of the more powerful Signies coming out from the Niji Sanji Diva set. And that is going to be the one and only Maiden herself. Sheena is just going to be such a powerhouse here. Sheena's effect allows it to, as long as the Signy is down, the Signy on the field gets another 3,000 power. So right now he's a 4,000 base power across the board, right? Sheena's attacks gets an additional 3,000 for the entire board. Very strong card.
Wow.
And if she taps Sheena instead of doing damage to her, if that card is a virtual Signy on top of the deck, he can draw that card into his hand. So right now, card advantage as well going to Clovis, and Crow needs to do something about it. Goes for the Madoka dub here. I'm not too sure whether that's the correct play. One check. Does not get anything. Question is, can they recover from this? Stops one, choosing the Asahina of all things.
Well, that still doesn't help Crow much because he's still in a sticky situation. Yeah.
He is. And it's kind of problematic, all things considered. Waiting for opportunity here. He is forced to take minimum 2 damage now, plus a luring attack. And I don't know if Crow is willing to take this. That is the question I have in my mind. Will Crow really take this in this
Okay,
situation?
Clovis is starting to attack, so we'll see how things goes.
Takes one. Oh, that is a beautiful open, vanishing 8,000 power.
That is
Hold
so
on,
clean.
wait a
That
minute.
is so clean.
Wait, I don't think he can do that. I'm going to check that real quickly, but I believe he's not able to do that. Toto's power is actually more than that. Right now, I think this is just a misplay and he just not realized it. Crow is making out just like that. Oh my gosh.
Oh wow.
I believe the card there is a red line versus level 1 Signy that says banish 8,000 power. That's a catch right there. I'm gonna have to call it out. But please call on the gates while I search for it. Yes. Yeah, McDonald's.